What's up, geeks and everyone else? Welcome to Geek Mythology, a podcast brought to you by my good friend Sal.
And Seth here, also known as Sugi on YouTube.
And it is episode 11. This is the first episode of 2021, but we're not there yet. Yeah, this is coming out on New Year's
released
Day.
on Friday. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
released on New Year's Day. Yeah.
But unfortunately, we're still in this terrible year.
I mean, like, this holiday's both been short and long in ways. Like, it's definitely not my normal holiday, that's for sure.
Oh, this holiday is so weird. Like, we're gonna talk about this later on and how different it's been. Having Christmas.
Do you know what's funny? It's
Yeah.
gonna be different for other people because they're staying inside, right?
Yes.
For me, it's the opposite because it's different for me because I'm actually going outside more.
Yeah.
Because I've downloaded Pokemon Go, so I'm going out every day to play it around my like local area, not like going too far out, but just my local area. So I've actually been going out for like an hour or so for the past 5 days. Oh, yesterday I was out for 3 hours, like half
Jeez.
shopping, half playing, because I actually had some shopping to do. But yeah,
Imagine doing
so
shopping.
for me,
Could never be me.
no, it's a good way to get like pocket money, like because my parents don't just give me money each week, so I keep the change from shopping.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like it's actually been different for me
So
because
yeah,
I've been going out.
it's definitely been a different Christmas, and I feel like I know you were saying before we started recording, you're a bit like we're gonna be a bit down. I don't know, down as in we won't be as hyped as normal. So
Yeah, I have my
apologies for
own
that.
reasons for that.
I mean,
have
my
own
reasons are that I've been staying indoors for the past like month,
I
which I'll talk to
think
you later about how I've
just
been
today,
stuck
I
indoors.
might as well say this, right? Basically, I've started a YouTube channel, guys. So I don't know if Seth will link or something, but I exist on YouTube now, and I just spent like the last hour or two editing this one recording, and it was so hard because it's just a one Bed Wars game, but I had to cut it down into like less than 20 minutes. It just took a while,
No,
and yeah,
cutting
that's why I'm just
is
a bit tired.
no, yeah, we're all. I guess we're all tired.
I don't know. I'm not really that tired, you know.
I
I'm
feel
good.
like I'm mentally tired.
Oh, well, I
If
mean,
that makes sense.
I feel like I only start getting mentally tired when I should be going to sleep, right, at like
Yeah,
10 o'clock, but I
yeah.
want to like watch some more YouTube or something. But I'm like, I'm not watching YouTube, but I'm also watching YouTube, and like I'm also like
Half sleeping.
drifting off. So
Yeah,
basically,
no, it's
I
just
don't get
like
mentally. Yeah. You go on. You go.
I'd say I don't really have that. I think I do normally have it when I'm not when I'm not watching YouTube. I'm normally just scrolling through like social media, and you just look at the screen. You don't really
Oh
take it
yeah.
in. It's
Oh,
just looking at a screen,
you do you ever
basically.
have this thing where like you're in bed or like you're sitting down and you're on your phone and you're watching a YouTube video, but then you go off the YouTube video, you go to like I don't know Discord. You go off Discord and like a few seconds later, then you go to Snapchat, then maybe to Instagram, but then you go back to Discord, then back to Snapchat, and you're just going like, hang on a minute, I've already been on this app. What am I doing?
Yeah,
That's sort of
yeah.
like, oh god, what am I doing? But yeah.
Like when I first got TikTok a couple like days ago, I know I just got it because I could talk about how I got TikTok, but I got it right, and then I just sort of just looked at it for an hour, not
Yeah.
doing anything
I mean,
useful, just looking
I
at
was
it.
doing that, but like now I follow so many people, right? That on my following page, because I only use the following page, right?
Hmm.
Because there's people I follow and I want to see their stuff, right? So
Yeah,
like I follow so many people that I probably won't get the same creator twice in like 20 minutes. I'll get like different
yeah.
creators on my following page. But like there are some creators where I'll go to their page because I want to see what they've done because I haven't been on TikTok for like maybe 5 days and I want to catch up with that certain person's stuff.
Yeah,
But
anyway,
that's sort of
I
how
mean, this was not planned, but seeing as we are on the
yeah,
topic of TikTok, we might as well talk more about it. But before we do
and
that,
how you got it.
I'm
Interesting.
gonna bring up the joke, which I'm surprised you didn't
Oh
remind
yeah,
me about.
sorry. Look, we've been talking, you know.
So here's the joke. Maybe this will cheer us up and maybe maybe cheer up. I guess I don't know.
Look,
Uh,
hang on, let me try and take a sip of my tea.
you drinking it? Okay,
I didn't drink a
enjoy the
single
tea.
drop. I didn't get a single drop of tea there. Anyway, carry on, carry on.
Right. Where do the Sith shop for their red lightsabers?
Hot topic.
Nope. At the Darth Mall.
Ah, okay then. Yeah, I
Yes.
can't hate that joke because Darth Maul's pretty cool. Darth Maul's
Also,
pretty epic.
the prices are like 50% off. They're half price. Get it? Because Darth Maul got chopped in half.
Anyway, since we're on the
I
topic of
improvised
Star
that.
Wars,
No,
and this
we were on TikTok,
is
right?
oh no, not yet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So
do you want to talk about TikTok first?
I'll talk
Yeah,
briefly
go
about
ahead.
TikTok, seeing as we mentioned it. So I
Yeah,
did say I got TikTok like a couple days ago or a few days ago, and this all came about when I was on my YouTube. I was on YouTube and I saw the notification come up, um, from one of the viewers of my videos commenting that someone stole my Star Wars Jedi Temple video, and they re-uploaded it onto TikTok, and I was like, okay, let's just go and see what this was all about. So I
yeah, and I
downloaded the
sort of
app.
checked out for you. I checked out for
Yeah,
you, showed you it.
yeah, I
Yeah, it
downloaded
was a
the
whole
app,
thing.
searched up the guy, who stole my video, and my video has like 1,500 views on YouTube, but this
It does.
guy who re-uploaded it got like 400,000, and then there's like 150,000 likes,
Yeah,
which is insane.
I mean, and it's kind of hard to report something where you're kind of building off of something that exists as well. So like, you can't really
Yes,
say you own
it's
it
I don't
because
own it. It's
they
Star
might.
Wars. Like,
Like, so somebody else might bring up the point, oh, but you don't own Star Wars, but like still like you spent hours
it's
working on that and building
yeah.
that, and like they put your name, they put like
They put
Sugi
my
in their
name
name,
in the description, but like
but
that's not
that's not enough.
enough.
That's because you can put like links in the
Or they could have put it on the actual like video,
do you know
like
what? Yeah,
my
you keep
name,
talking. I'm
and
gonna do something.
you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
drink
quickly
your
do something.
you're gonna drink your tea.
No, I'm gonna put. I don't know why I didn't think about this earlier, but I commented saying, oh, you should at least put their full name, right?
Yeah,
Being your full name. I'm gonna put the whole link in there actually.
just plug me in. Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
anyway, I
definitely.
was like, this is my video. I spent like maybe like 10 hours on this specific video because it was a time lapse. This video was of a time lapse of my Jedi temple, and
Yeah,
that took a very long time to
it
build.
did. You put a lot of effort into that base.
And
Oh, there's some oh, there's
there's a
some TikTok.
TikTok in the
I
background.
I yeah, there you go. There you go.
Anyway, yeah, I spent ages on that video. And it's one of my more successful videos on my channel. But like the guy who put it on TikTok got like 1,000%, no,
Yeah,
a
it was
thousand times
absolute.
more views and more likes than what I got, and I'm like, seriously, this guy who didn't do anything, he just screen recorded my video or downloaded my video, and he reposted it and just got so much more recognition. I didn't really know what to say, and there was not much I could do about it. But like,
Yeah,
I'm not exactly angry. These things happen on the internet. You just sort of have to accept it. But
but
like,
like
they could have
still,
asked
that
me in the first
yeah.
place.
No,
Like,
not even that. Like they should have put like more recognition for you. Like like.
I mean, I wouldn't mind if someone uploaded my video as long as they gave me credit and as long as they asked me in the first place.
Yeah,
I'd see it as an opportunity for like promotion, marketing, which kind of worked because I did get a spike in views on YouTube. But
yeah.
like, even the spike in views was nothing compared
It's not
to the
enough. It's not enough. It's
TikTok
not
views.
enough.
Anyway, that's my quick
On
little
a
rant.
yeah, on something lighter and related to Star Wars and to do with Christmas, Life Day.
Life Day, yeah. So this is like, yeah, this episode's going to be about Christmas, our Christmas
And New
experiences,
Year's.
and New Year and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So a couple weeks ago, like last week maybe, we watched the Star Wars Holiday Special,
yeah,
which was all about Life Day, which is like in-universe Christmas. It's funny how you see
uh-huh.
different like shows have their own interpretations of Christmas. You've got Life Day in Star Wars,
Or like
and then there's
you've
Stump
got
Day
yeah,
in Star versus the Forces
oh
of
yeah,
Evil.
something. I was gonna say in Mount Pony there's like hearthwarming or something
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
and then you do have actual Christmas things like Harry Potter, but then those are based on real life
as
stuff.
well. Yeah,
Yeah.
that yeah.
Anyway,
But like
lots
it's
of
basically the stuff
Christmas
that happens. Yeah.
interpretations.
Since you're a very big Star Wars person and I'm quite into Star Wars myself, this is quite fitting to talk about, really
Mm-hmm.
quickly at least.
Well, yeah. So we watched the holiday special together. Um,
Yes, we do.
we were on a voice call, and we just, we
Yeah,
would have watched it like together physically, but no, that's
yeah.
impossible these days. So we did it over Discord, and yeah. What do you think about it?
It was fun. It was good.
It was,
Lego,
yeah,
you
it's
can't
fun.
go wrong with
Yeah.
Lego stuff. If they somehow manage to make Lego Star Wars not funny, that's when the world's going to just down. No, the world's ending at that point. I couldn't say
Basically.
what I wanted to do because of the nature of this podcast, but
Yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean. You can't go
I,
wrong
I
with
I
Lego
quite
Star Wars.
enjoyed it actually. Like the
Yeah, it was
concept
good.
was a good idea because I
Oh
know they
yeah,
wanted
yeah,
to get all the different characters from all the different eras, and
yeah,
like they did it
it,
by having this time travel stuff,
yeah.
which was quite interesting. And I wouldn't say it's canon because it's a bit
It's
silly.
Lego Star Wars is never canon.
I guess you
Well, we wish it was the canon.
you could interpret some aspects of it, like maybe Finn was training to be a Jedi. Maybe that's a canon
Oh,
thing,
that would
but
probably
like
definitely be canon. Like,
the actual time traveling might not be
yeah,
canon. I mean, you
yeah,
could
no,
have like this looking into the past thing where you can look at it, right? But not actually time travel. Maybe that's
no.
canon, but what we saw in the
You
show
know
is
what?
just a fantasized
Yeah,
um
but 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 my friend,
thing.
my dear friend, sir,
Yes.
we all know Lego Star Wars is not there to what's the word
To add
to
to the timeline.
to add to timeline. It's there
It's there for
because we all
fun.
love it.
Yeah.
It's all for fun. It's Lego in general just makes everything better because in the Lego games, they just add so many just like simple funny moments and
I liked how they had different like um inside jokes, like the Han shooting first and the hello there and stuff like that. But I'm a bit disappointed they didn't have I have the high ground, and they didn't like look at the high ground scene. I think
I
they
mean
should have
I think they no they
done
did
that.
go to that bit. They
They
just
went to the
took
place, but
them
they
out.
didn't.
They took them out before that bit,
They
but
could
it
have
was
they
good.
could have done the high ground thing. That would have been
I was gonna
great.
say, I feel like that's really all we can say. We enjoyed it. That's really
Yeah.
it, to be honest. Uh, on the same sort of line of Star Wars, and this time Disney, you loved Disney's Christmas advert this year.
Yeah, Christmas adverts are always one of those things which are like quite emotional. I think we talked about this in the last episode. We
Actually,
briefly
yeah,
talked about
I
Christmas
think the
adverts,
most,
but
I think the most famous one
yeah,
is John Lewis's ones
yeah.
they do every year as
The
well.
John Lewis one this year, I must say, I didn't really like it.
I don't think I've seen it.
They, I mean, it's a cool concept. They had different animation styles, and they got like some university or art students to animate a certain part,
Oh, yes.
but I didn't like find it emotional. It was nice, but I didn't find it emotional. But like this Disney animated Christmas advert, I found it emotional on so many levels, mainly because it resonated with me so much. Um,
Uh,
so
yeah.
I could talk about more about that if you want, but first of
Yeah,
all,
yeah.
the
No,
song,
that's what we're talking about.
the
Yeah, the
song is
song.
amazing. I think an artist called Griff composed the song and sang it. Great
And I
song.
think they're not. I don't think they're a big artist either
No,
as
they're
well. Because
they're a
I,
really small artist. They've
uh,
only got like maybe
uh,
10,000 followers and or subscribers, for example. They're
yeah, so that's pretty cool on like because like
yeah,
John Lewis has got like Bastille to sing last year and people like that.
and they
Who
got
did they
like
get to sing this?
Elton
Uh,
John. They had like
and
an
I'm,
Elton John advert, John Lewis. But yeah, so
yeah,
Disney got
but like
this really small artist to make a song, and then the actual advert itself was about this girl called I don't know her name,
I
and
don't think she has a name,
I don't think she has a name, but
but that's not the point.
she was like she was like born during the, well, she was alive during like World War II, I think like she was really old. Anyway, she was. It starts off in the Philippines,
Mm.
and she was having like a Christmas there, and she got like a Mickey Mouse teddy, Mickey Mouse plushie sort of present.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and then so that was like the first scene. She was like as a young kid in the Philippines in like the olden days, basically. And then it time skipped to 2005 to like Britain, and to like some your average British
Yeah,
house, like with the snow and the terraced houses and stuff like that. Like your
and
the
it's
average British
granddaughter.
house,
Yeah,
and she's all like she's a grandmother now, and then she teaches her
yeah.
granddaughter, I think, like how to make
To
these
how to make
lanterns.
Christmas cards. Yeah,
And these lanterns are like traditional Filipino lanterns, which is again pretty cool. Like they're incorporating this
which
culture.
yeah,
And
they're
then
also cool lanterns as
yeah, they're
well. So
cool lanterns. I remember my dad made one like many
I've
years
never
ago.
seen these before, actually, personally.
But like we only did that for one Christmas.
Uh,
like we have Christmas lights, we have a Christmas tree, we have pretty Western things. But it's
yeah, well,
nice to have
we
cultural
should
stuff.
maybe like try these next year for school, like pop them in the school,
Yeah,
put them
no,
in
that would be
the common
great.
room.
I think maybe next year I maybe want to make some, those
Yeah,
like star lanterns. But they're pretty cool. But anyway,
yeah.
she taught her granddaughter how to make them, and she gave her the Mickey Mouse, the 70-year-old Mickey Mouse toy.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know how
I'm
it's
pretty
still
sure
there.
Mickey Mouse didn't look like that 70 years ago just to be technical, but
Yeah, I
still,
mean,
still cool.
yeah. But then this
But
this
yeah, it's basically granddaughter grows up
the
and
granddaughter
stuff. It's
grows
basically
up,
a montage.
and
It's
then
a montage of every Christmas
yeah.
they spend together.
And then one Christmas, the granddaughter's like a teenager, and she decides to go out with her friends rather than stay with her grandmother. And then her grandmother's all lonely because she's all on her own. And then the girl comes back from her whatever party she went to or something.
Can I just say what I thought happened
Yeah.
to the grandmother
Did you think she
when I
died?
was watching? Oh yes, yes, I did. I did think she died. I'm
No,
sorry if I
because
hurt
the
anyone's feelings.
music, right, was so sad. And then she sort of
Yeah.
like it reminds me of that scene in Coco where like the grandmother like
Oh
dies.
yeah, but that was a happy end. That was a happy
Yeah.
death. Yeah.
But like
But this was sort of like we don't know what's happened to her. Like, is she still?
yeah. In
But
this advert
then
I
it's
thought
sort
she
of
died as well, but then
yeah,
um
and obviously the granddaughter comes home and she feels all bad and stuff. So
yeah.
then it kind of cuts
Then
to the
she like
morning.
decorates the house with all the lanterns, and then
Yeah,
grandmother wakes
and
up. She walks down the stairs and then she like looks at all the lanterns
kind
and then
of has like a flashback of like
yeah, like a
she kind of
flashback.
sees their living room as where she grew up
Yeah,
in the Philippines.
as like her old town or something like that. Anyway, I just felt like this resonated a lot because we're assuming that this grandmother grew up in the Philippines and then moved to the UK,
It
which is
looks like
pretty
it.
much my parents did that. They- like you leave your home country to move here, and then it's just nice to like relive your own culture, I guess.
It's kind of cool because I'm pretty sure like this advert was sort of I don't know yeah, it was supporting Make a
Oh
Wish, which
yeah,
is
it was
obviously
like a
a
charity
really
thing. Yeah,
yeah. Of
yeah,
course,
yeah.
if you don't know Make a Wish and you've been watching like at least like game YouTubers, like where have you been? They're a really cool charity who kind of give like children like the
Yeah.
chance. They give the children one request, like children suffering from like maybe disabilities or certain like diseases or stuff.
It's kind of sad because I've seen many stories of like Make a Wish giving kids like the opportunity to like go to the sets of movies
Yeah,
that haven't been
like Tom
released yet.
Holland. I know Tom Holland
Um,
has
like
done.
because maybe they would never live to watch the movie,
Yeah,
sadly, but
yes,
them being allowed to go to these sets just to enjoy their life is
and it's always
just
nice to see
yeah.
like at least like the videos of like these kids meeting like their favorite YouTubers or like actors like Tom Holland and stuff. Because like of course a lot of like people, they're not gonna deny this if Make a Wish asks them because they're gonna like want to do this, obviously,
Mm,
because it's a good thing to do, and
yeah,
it's great that these YouTubers and famous people sort of agree to it as well because they're making these people's sort of
yeah.
dreams and stuff.
Anyway, um,
Yeah.
that's the advert for you guys, and yeah, that's Christmas, I guess. How was your Christmas? Let me ask, because we're recording this like a couple days after Christmas.
What did I do on Christmas? Probably the same I've done the rest of the days, to
Yeah,
be honest.
my Christmas
I didn't
wasn't that spectacular
I mean, I
because
mean, I
yeah.
feel like definitely like I feel like as you grow, like there's sort of this sort of for me at least. I feel like when I was younger, I celebrated Christmas.
Oh no,
Relatively
no.
well.
When I was younger, I was really hyped about Christmas to the point of
Yeah,
counting presents. I might have mentioned this last time. But
yeah,
now it's more like it's just a day. I mean,
yeah. But
especially this year because
do you know what I feel though?
yeah,
As we grow older, right?
yeah,
Assuming everything becomes everybody can see each other, right?
yeah,
Like maybe not in the immediate years, but when we're all like adults, I feel like I definitely feel like I want to, but like I feel like we'll celebrate Christmas with each other more. Like even if it's not with our families or like with each other's families or like with our friends. While like we might not celebrate it with our families, but it will be a chance for us to all see each other again as well. Sort of or
like
like
on
exchange.
Christmas. That's
Yeah.
in yeah, maybe, maybe. But anyway, I was gonna
It,
say,
it might become bigger as we
yeah,
grow older.
like it was big for us as a child, but now I
Yeah.
just feel like,
Our parents will be like, "Oh, they're children." Yeah.
it's becoming less and less of a thing. Um,
For me, it definitely is just another day.
I mean, especially
Personally,
this year because I didn't really feel the Christmas spirit at all this year. Mainly because I was stuck indoors in my house
I
for the past month.
I mean, there's definitely one thing I look forward to on Christmas to do with YouTube being Dan TDM's tradition of 4 years probably now of him playing Just Dance on Christmas Day,
Hmm.
which is always funny
I
to
mean, like with
watch.
Christmas, right? I there's this atmosphere which I mentioned last time where you go into the shops and there's Christmas music. You have an advent calendar. Sometimes, like I used to have an advent calendar every
I
year.
I actually I've only ever had one advent calendar, and that
Like
was like last
this
year.
year is the first year that I didn't have an advent calendar. Um, So I had nothing this year. So again, I didn't have the Christmas spirit thing. We also didn't have a Christmas tree this year because we didn't have space for it.
I
S-
just realized another thing with you as well, 'cause,
so
like,
that was that. Um,
other than Christmas, you've been self-isolating for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks
and I've
now.
been self isolating for like 3 weeks.
So like you can't even like interact with your parents really, can you?
So this all started back in like the middle of November when I was in
Yeah,
contact of someone at school. So I was self isolating for 2 weeks. And then a week into my self isolation, like a week in, my dad got corona, and then that meant I had to stay in for longer. I couldn't return to school, which is really sad because I was looking forward to returning to school for like the last couple days, but that couldn't happen.
oh, I haven't seen you in real life for like a month
Yeah,
now.
exactly. I haven't seen anyone in like a month. And then, like a week after my dad got corona, my mum got corona. So like my self isolation like finished on Christmas Eve. So that's when I was technically legally allowed to like go out. Um, but my mum still had symptoms after that. So I basically what happened in my house was I had to stay in the room in my own room for like the whole
Mm-hmm.
time, so I didn't catch it. Um, so
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't like see my parents in real life. I always had to WhatsApp call them and get food delivered to my bedroom door and stuff like that. So that was pretty much my life for a
That's
month,
definitely.
and that was my Christmas as well. I was in my room,
I was
having
gonna mention
Christmas dinner in my room. It just got delivered to me like
yeah. Not to
on my
talk about this
doorstep.
too much as well. Not only for you in terms of self-isolating, but for everybody. Literally, like 2 days before Christmas, they cancelled lifting lockdown on Christmas because
Yeah,
Tier 4 became thing. They
they
created that.
they made a new tier of restrictions, and
It's
yeah,
basically lockdown for areas which are in it. It's basically
basically basically
so. But
lockdown.
like the original plan in the UK was that 24th to 27th was meant to be, oh, you can go to your house, go to your family's houses mainly, not like friends and stuff.
Yeah,
But
you could
just like
meet up with other households, like one or two
like
households, I think.
even if the whole UK is not in lockdown, I know that Northern Ireland went into full lockdown for 6 months.
Jeez, that's
Not
long.
6 months, 6 weeks,
Six
6 weeks.
weeks, yeah.
Like full lockdown. So like everybody there obviously had it much sooner than us, but just just guys, oh my,
Please stay at home, okay? And like,
yeah.
just not spread it
Look,
because,
I've basically done this for the last 4 years. You could do it for a year.
like,
Yeah, I mean, like
yeah.
I honestly, I've said this a lot. This for me is just normal. For me, it's just normal.
I mean,
But like for other people,
I know
obviously,
for
it's
some
not so.
people, like staying in their house for a few weeks is like a nightmare. But
It's
honestly,
not
for
only
me, I
it's
mean,
not only like nightmare in terms of like no social life, but some people actually lose their jobs as
some
well
people
during
actually
lockdown.
need to go and work and stuff like that. But like, in terms of for me at least, I'm not like, I mean, maybe I've got um maybe there are effects of this staying indoors thing that I haven't noticed. Like maybe I don't know. I feel like I'm mentally okay, but who knows? Maybe I've got something. But anyway, I don't feel bad, and I feel fine, even though I've
Yeah,
spent the last month indoors in my
yeah.
room. Like
I mean, like
I'm fine just
it's not like
living like this,
yeah. Do you know
honestly.
like this day and age as well? It's not like you can't talk to your friends either. Obviously,
I mean, I am talking to you right now. Like it's
exactly.
not like
Exactly.
I'm
In this day and
missing
age,
out
like
on
yeah, it's like just
the
we
only
can still
thing
talk to each
The only
other.
thing I do miss is actually going to school and seeing people. Apart from seeing people, like seeing, um, I mean, also learning from home was a
Oh
bit
yeah.
of a
Oh, that's
pain.
another thing to say.
But I'll,
Because
yeah, it
I
was
was gonna say our whole year is going to be learning from home for the first week of school.
I mean, I've gotten used to it, but it's first of all
Because
there
the
was,
UK, another
yeah,
another measure the UK has taken is instead of closing schools, they're like, oh, you know what, let half of your school come into school late, just in case.
mm,
It's just stuff like yeah. I know a lot of people are saying schools close, and I agree they should probably close schools, but for me, it would just I would hate it. No, I wouldn't hate it, but I know in terms of productivity, I'd hate it
yeah,
because
I've
I wouldn't
not
be
been
doing anything.
productive at all.
But,
Like I had this revision like schedule, well not really revision, but like
a
extra
timetable.
like private reading sort of thing
Yeah.
to do at home. But I've just not been keeping up with that over the when I was learning from home because I don't know. There's when you have
I,
free periods, normally at school you're kind of obliged to well to do work. But at home, there's no one there to tell you what to do. So when you've got free
I mean,
periods
I think you like supervised
or
study. Free
supervised
period.
study,
Free period. I'm in the common room messing about.
yeah, but I
But
haven't
I
been
was,
doing much extra stuff, and
I feel like no.
sometimes the teachers don't even turn up. Or I know there was one physics lesson where, um,
Yeah,
a
no.
double
At the
physics
start of
lesson,
the term, there was
which
a
never
timetabling.
happened.
There was a timetabling error because one of our teachers decided to instead of teach us on Wednesday, he decided to take a period on Monday. So the
Oh
other
yeah,
teacher didn't realize this, and it wasn't communicated.
for the
So
first 2 weeks
we
we
had
had no
the
teacher.
first the first lesson of this specific day in a week. They just didn't show up. On the second one, they came up at the very end. But that's all sorted now. It's fine. But it's sort of like
I had a couple like similar
yeah,
situations when I was remote learning because the teacher didn't go onto Teams or they didn't set anything online. So I was like, what do I do? There's
that's it.
no work on the computer. I'll just sit here,
Uh,
I guess.
I think what we can say for sure is in terms of the future, nothing's gonna happen for the next 6 months at least in terms of like I don't know conventions or like meetups or like gatherings or like events. They're
Yes.
not gonna happen for the next 6 months.
Until the majority of the population's vaccinated, I don't think we're gonna have any any
But
like normal
uh,
life, if
but
that
yeah,
makes
do
sense.
you know what we can talk about? We've talked about the present, we've talked about the future. Should we have a look-see back?
Back at Christmas. Wait,
2020.
look back on 2020. Yes.
See what I did there? See what I did
Wow.
there?
Yeah, I got it.
But
You
yeah,
know,
this is the New Year's
I
episode,
could.
right?
Yeah,
So we should talk about the past year before the New Year.
yeah. How was your 2020?
Um, okay, this might sound weird. It was average, really. Other than the fact, okay, to start off with one thing, in terms of something important we would have had this year would have been our GCSEs, but
Hmm. I
we
can't
didn't.
believe GCSEs was this year. Honestly.
But they weren't. They were, but they weren't.
So like January was fine. I was pretty excited.
Yeah,
February,
yeah, it was.
that was fun. March, beginning to stress about the GCSEs and stressing about coursework and stuff for DT. I remember spending all my lunch times doing DT coursework, and then end of
But
March
guess what
came.
happened on March 20th, on like Friday?
Like the end of March, it was like,
They
guys, please
announced the
stay at home.
lockdown. Yeah,
And then
like,
I was happy. I know many people weren't,
yeah.
but I
Do
was
you know?
happy.
You know what happened with me, right?
Yeah,
I think it took me till like the end of the spring holiday,
yeah.
to the end of Easter holiday, to realize we weren't going back to school. Then I looked back and I was like, hang on, March 20th, March 21st. That was our last day of school.
Yeah.
Oh my!
When lockdown was announced, I kind of knew school wouldn't reopen, and I
I
was
didn't think
like,
about it.
yes, we
I
got a
really,
6 month holiday. This is like twice the American summer holiday, and the American summer holiday is really long. And now I've got 6 months, and I was like, I'm gonna be super productive. I'm gonna learn new stuff. I'm gonna start a new series. Um,
yeah.
I'm gonna do lots of stuff. Guess what? Nothing happened. I sort of wasted my time.
I mean, you started watching stuff, so that was a
I,
thing.
I
That
started
was one
watching
thing.
stuff, yeah, but like
Yeah, like it's
I was
hilarious.
I was hoping to like I don't know learn how to code or learn how to do electronics or something or
Do you
learn a
know?
new
Do you
instrument.
know? You know, probably my fault, but also probably in terms of this year, not a fault, right?
Hmm.
Is I don't worry about things. But the problem first of all with that is the fact that I don't worry about important things like exams and tests because I just forget to do anything for them. So
Hmm.
therefore, I don't worry because I don't know I'm doing it, sort of thing. So like
Yeah.
the reason I'm bad at school is because I don't revise for tests, but I'm also not worried for the test because I forget to revise for the test until like I do the test and I worry after I've done the test. So you see the problem with
Yeah.
not worrying to being, but then also, I didn't worry about anything that happened this year because it was all pretty average for me in terms of staying home and
Yeah,
like
no, I didn't
kind
really
of.
worry. In fact, I was kind of happy that I didn't have GCSEs because I knew
Oh,
my
I am happy for that, to be
I
honest.
knew
Yeah,
my grades were good. So like with the predicted grades or the teacher given
yeah.
grades, I was expecting
Yeah.
that to be good. And
I,
I was like, at least I don't have to do all these exams and stress about it. So I was
I
relieved actually
how I said I
when
worry
yeah,
about things after they're done,
yeah.
right? With the GCSEs, I thought back on it, like maybe even like now, right? I think about it and I think about like how little preparation I did for GCSEs, right?
Mhm.
And I definitely have the feeling that I would not have got the grades to come back to our school
Oh,
because our grade is not our grades. Our school is quite high
selective.
in terms of the
Yeah.
one, right? Well, yeah, that's what the school is. It's a selective school. So like, I feel like I got a lucky break in terms of
Yeah.
COVID happening,
And also
which
like even during lockdown, we are the sort of people who like to stay indoors. So we weren't
uh,
affected by being isolated as much. And we still socialized
yeah,
online,
yeah,
like playing
yeah,
Minecraft and things.
yeah. It didn't feel like we were apart, really.
No.
Honestly, to me.
And I mean, 2020 was a bad year, but it's been a good year for this channel because if you look back at the other years, I have maybe uploaded like
You
10 or
haven't
so
done
videos.
that.
But this year I've pumped out so much content.
Yeah,
Like we're
those
on
two main
episode
series
11 of this podcast, which is pretty amazing. I had
been
this
happening
really
for.
long um Minecraft series, and then there were a
Yeah,
few
that
like
was good.
spin-off videos here and there, like the time lapse
The Bed
video,
Wars videos
Bed
as well.
Wars,
Those
um,
were good.
a few like lore and pop culture videos. Like
Yeah,
I
I
did
think
one on
you
the
should make
Dragon
more of those.
Prince.
You should make more of
I
those.
would make more of those if I had a working computer.
I mean, yeah, oh yeah, that's been kind of bad for you in the past few weeks, isn't it? Your Mac kind of decided
I
to
don't have my
go like,
Mac
um,
anymore. And
I
that
feel
thing
like, you know what,
was a great
the sorts
computer.
of basic videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I was gonna say, I mean, the most basic videos that everybody starts off with pop culture stuff is reviews. I mean, maybe not do a basic review, but like sort of do your version of a review, maybe like not like.
Yeah, I mean
I mean, of course.
I kind of don't want to
I
do
mean,
reviews because they're all a bit meh.
I was anyway. Moving on from that, that's
Moving
kind of
on.
a random. This podcast has definitely been interesting and fun,
It's
and
been one of the best things about like the
yeah,
lockdown or being at home is the podcast gave me something to do. And it was
yeah.
like that with ISO Craft, the Minecraft series, which had 20 episodes, I think.
I
That
mean,
was a
yeah, I
lot
feel like
of
like if you
content.
weren't making that series, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I gave you some content with the small PvP things I did, but you also gave me something to do because you allowed me to be part of the series near the
Yeah,
end
I
as
had
well.
like a storyline. Um,
I
yeah.
appreciate that, but no, that was fun.
I mean, it feels like lockdown, like March onwards, of just went by in a flash. Like I saw this meme where it was January, February, March, and then it just skipped to September or skipped to December, and I'm like, wait, 2020's over.
I mean, even in terms of like not only lockdown, but also the 4 months we've had at school are over as well
Oh my
right now.
goodness, 4 months. We've
Yeah.
It feels like school started last week.
Uh-huh.
I
Oh
oh
yeah,
my.
and this year we had our first 2 week half term as well, which
Mm,
was also mad,
we
which
managed
allowed
to
us to
it allowed us to record a bunch
record.
of podcasts because
Yeah,
we can't really record these during the school time, so we
cool,
have to
yeah,
sort of batch record
sort of
like
cool.
five
But like we
episodes.
we realized that the last one it was kind of like it might have been a bit too premature, which is why we're again talking about Christmas once again because it's happened now
Yeah.
as well. But we're trying to like think more about what we record if we're batch recording because of course we don't have like interesting like we said this at the start when we started this. Our lives aren't that interesting other than the shows we watch maybe. But like we can still talk about other stuff like the shows.
Mm.
So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, that was 2020 was for a lot of people it wasn't a great year because obviously people lost their jobs and like some people didn't get to see family or like
And then for
etc.
some people,
etc.
like they lost loved ones.
They lost people as
I
well.
mean,
You like you kind of don't think about that when you think about your own
mm,
like that.
like yeah, for the past how many long the coronavirus cases was just a number, but then it became
Yeah,
very personal when I was told to self isolate. And when my parents got it, it
yeah, you
became a
know.
it hit much harder. Like you sort of don't think about it until it happens to you, you know. Um, yeah, I mean, enough of this doom and gloom. Let's look forward into 2021.
Considering New Year's when people sort of
Yeah.
think about the future a bit more, either do go through or just completely forget about what they want to do in the next year. What sort
Are
of
you the
things do
sort
you
of
want?
guy who creates like goals and then do you like strive towards them, or do you just forget, or do you
See,
just
Seth,
not
see,
make
Seth.
any goals in the first place?
Oh god, you ruined that. I was gonna say, well, you see, what I was gonna say is, well, see, Seth, to achieve goals, you have to set them first. But then you said it before I
Yeah.
did.
I
But
mean,
yeah, no, like I said, Seth, you know me,
mm,
I don't think much. I don't this brain doesn't work a lot at the time.
I
I
mean,
kind of just
yeah,
live as I'm living. Like it's not even like it's not like even people like, oh, you should live in the present, enjoy what you're doing. No, I
live.
just live.
You just
I just
exist.
our physics teacher at the start of the year, he kind of was asking people, oh, what they want to do with physics or what they want to have as a career. And I don't even think he remembers saying this. Probably not, because I kind of just remember the most random things that I keep them with me. And it's sort of he asked me, and I was like, oh, I don't know. I just want to get through sixth form, and he just kind of paraphrased what I said. I was like, oh, so you just want to survive
Survive.
through sixth form, whatever you get after the bonus, and like, yeah, I my point is, I just don't think about anything. It's not that
Yeah.
I don't enjoy my life, but I don't think about enjoying it. I just kind of
I'm
do
kind of
it.
the opposite. I'm the sort of guy who likes to have everything planned out. I'm like, we were like a few like couple hours ago we were talking about personality types, right? Because he found this like joke thing, and then we were talking
Yeah,
about personality types, and I retook the personality test, the 16 personalities thing,
yeah,
and yeah, I realized that I'm the sort of guy who likes to have everything set out in front of me. Like
yeah.
when you're going
I
on
mean,
holiday, for example, I'm the sort of guy who wants to have a rigid itinerary of everything I want to do, and it's kind of like that with my life, I guess.
yeah.
But
I
sometimes I
mean, I
never
feel.
follow through. I mean, the
Oh yeah.
big obvious one is lockdown. I said that I had lots of plans, um, which never happened.
I mean, for me, right, not to get too deep with what I'm about to say, right, but I feel like whenever I do think about the future, right,
hmm
I can never think too positively about the future
uh,
for some reason. I won't go too deep into it, but it's sort of like whenever I do think about just like maybe even like A levels and stuff, I'm kind of like, how are you going to get through this? Just wondering, like I don't think of solutions, but I question myself without thinking about solutions. I
mm,
think about like, oh, I should do work, but then I never do sort of do work. It's sort of like yeah, I guess not thinking benefits me because if I did think about it, it would stress me out. But since I don't think about it, I don't get stressed
yeah.
out. But
Again, there we go.
yeah, I was saying like I started a YouTube channel,
Yeah.
and the plan was before I started the YouTube channel, or even like a few years ago, I would have thought, oh, I'd upload like maybe 1 or 2 videos a month, and I've uploaded weekly so far, and it's been 3 weeks, and I've already got 2 more videos
Do
ready.
you have any goals for your YouTube channel? As in, do you have like a subscriber goal or that you want to
I mean,
reach?
I'm not gonna gain subscribers much. Like my
It's
my
really,
first video got like 60 views because everybody was like, "Oh, new person has YouTube channel. Let's check it out."
I mean, yeah,
And it's
first
not like
videos
the
will get a lot
video,
of views. Like with this podcast, I think episode one got many more views than every other
yeah,
episode.
and also it's not like my videos have a because my videos currently they're around 15 to 20 minutes and they have around 3 minute duration or retention. So it's not like they're doing great. So I'm just kind of like doing videos because all I do is I record Minecraft, make the Minecraft video into something watchable, and of course the quality is not even great because it kind of jerks
I
around
mean,
and
the problem
glitches.
with me is that sometimes I don't have goals for YouTube. I definitely had goals for this podcast. I hoped at least it would have become a big thing or a relatively successful podcast, right? I mean, and by for me, a relatively successful means your audience is a new audience. It's not just your friends because what I find with
Mm.
my videos is a big chunk of it comes from like friends and me telling them,
I mean,
and I
for
sometimes
me,
wish my audience was made up from more than just my friends by actual like people out there.
yeah,
So that was my
that's why
goal for
like
this podcast.
do you
To,
remember my last
yeah.
video? I put it on Twitter. I put my videos on Twitter every week. But I decided this week, not even consciously, I sort of more subconsciously, maybe because I wasn't bothered. I decided not to put my videos on Discord anymore and see if like people go to watch it instead of putting
Mm,
it there for people to click on. Of course, like this week you shared it instead of me before I did. And
mm,
I was just thinking, maybe I just won't put them on YouTube. Not on YouTube, but I won't share them on Discord and see if anybody kind of goes to watch them or like kind
yeah.
of if I tell people, "Oh, I uploaded a new video," I was like, "Yeah." So really, of course, I don't want to just do Minecraft videos. Like I've said, I want to do sort of like more like cartoons, anime sort of stuff, but not even like big videos. Literally, my idea for anime is just like, what if I just go through like categorize stuff that I've watched and trying to like make a 10 minute video where I talk about each one for like 1 or 2 minutes and sort of like give my brief opinion on them, and maybe like later on do more in depth sort of like in opinion stuff. I don't know if I'll do much analysis stuff because I feel like I can't do
With
that much.
analysis, you kind of have to do a lot of research.
Yeah. So like instead
Yeah.
or like I maybe I'll just like give my opinion. It can be sort of a record of what I watched during that time or what I have seen.
Anyway,
I sort of
other than making content, are there any
wanna make
like goals? I mean, you don't have to do the cliche. I want to like I don't know, l- get good grades or learn a new
or
skill.
work
Are there
out
like
or like
new...
go to the gym or whatever.
Are there any like things you want to do, like bucket list sort of things, or some, that sort of stuff? Um, like
Watch more anime.
watch more, or like are there any movies or books that you want to read, or like accomplish,
Oh,
got like that
I
sort of
mean,
goal,
obviously
like pop culture related?
Considering I have Disney Plus, I'm obviously gonna try and like catch up with like Disney films I haven't seen, obviously,
Yeah,
and
I
stuff like
am.
that.
I know for me, it's already started. It's not even in 2021. We're not even in 2021 yet. But I've already got a goal of wanting to read all the Harry Potter books,
Oh yeah,
which
yeah.
I've started like at the beginning of the Christmas holiday. So yeah, I mean that's going well. I'm on Goblet of Fire. I just started it. I reached the Quidditch chapter thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean I was hoping to read the whole series in 2 weeks, but
But
that's
then you had
kind
a
of...
realization yesterday that the last three books are long.
The last three books are very long, so I
Yeah,
don't think that's going to be possible. But yeah, I do
I
want to
think
read more because
I mean, I've
yeah.
started. Technically, I realized I am rewatching book three because I forgot that I even watched book three. But now I'm sort of like watching it, and I'm like, no, I have seen this. But you know what? I'll watch book three, then I'll watch book four.
Of
And
Korra.
Korra.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, this is Legend of Korra.
Legend of Korra. Yeah.
And obviously for me specifically, there's a lot more things coming out in 2020 of series that I've already seen. So there's Dragon Prince, there's Troll
Wait,
Hunters.
Dragon Prince. There's
I
another...
don't know when it's coming out,
Oh,
but
I'm so excited for that.
they've announced four more seasons. Remember,
Yeah.
like that's gonna be the whole series. So I'm assuming the next season, even if it's not early 2020 21, is gonna come out this year, next
I
year.
mean, last night we were talking about a list of stuff we've seen, and that sort of led me to showing Sal my list of the list of everything Star Wars, and I was
Oh, yes,
talking
that was
about
fantastic.
how like there's this list of books I want to read, the new High Republic books which get released in the like January, and I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm gonna try and keep up with this new book series,
I
as one
mean,
of the my 2021 goals, I guess, to read
for
all
what
these
started that
books.
conversation was basically I have a list of anime I've seen. I don't know why I've got that accent suddenly, but I have a list of anime that I've seen, like every anime I've seen so far. And then I decided I thought about this when I first started this anime list. So yesterday I decided to make a list of cartoons slash live action shows that I've seen as well.
Hmm.
So that's kind of like because I think it's a good way to it's a good thing to like keep track of things that you're seeing, so you can like also remember them as well, easier as well.
Yeah.
Because obviously, I actually spent 10 minutes going through the website we both use, through their list of cartoons, and scrolling through that. And like I remember that I was like, oh yeah, I saw this, I saw this. I was like, it's just fun. Cartoons are fun.
It reminds me, I've read a couple books for like my A level subjects, and I was
Oh,
like,
what subjects do you do? What
chemistry and
book?
physics and maths. I mean, this book was like for physics mainly, um,
Okay.
but I was like, I feel like I need to make a list of the books I've read just in case I wanna
Oh
like
yeah.
show it to a university, for example.
I feel like
So I
I'm
started
gonna
making a list of books that I've read, just in case it's useful,
oh, you just
basically.
reminded me of something. So I'll briefly mention this on the podcast, but obviously, that's gonna help you with university because it's something you can put on your UCAS. So
What,
that's
the
something you
books
have to
you've
keep
read?
on
Yeah, I feel like it's useful, but I don't
because
exactly know what I
that's
need to
actually
do.
something they ask for. They ask you, oh, what further
Further,
reading
yeah,
subject have you done? Like, say you're gonna do engineering. What have you read about? What books have you read about engineering? Obviously,
yeah.
I've nothing I've read can help me. So like, yeah.
I feel
It
like,
is sort of once
yeah,
again
yeah.
worrying about the future a little bit, and sort of like think because we need to fill in our UCAS stuff next September.
We need to
Actually,
think, basically. We need to make decisions.
we need to. I don't want to like even
Yeah,
for me. My birthday's next month, right? I don't want it to happen because 16 is the age where like you're still a child. Everybody will still see you as a child.
but when
But
you're
once you
17, you
17
have
is
to do.
like 17 is a different it's a different shape of a number. You write it differently. It has different connotations. Like that's when people are like, "Oh, you're basically 18."
You
Okay,
know,
yeah, I am.
I'm dreading the day when I have to book my own dentist appointments or go to the
Oh, I
doctors on my
hate
own.
like oh, not even that, like I won't go to a barber without my parents. I swear to I don't want to do that.
When
No.
I dread the day when I have to like get a haircut on my own. Uh,
I feel like this is just introvert problems. This is just
introvert
introvert
problems.
problems.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
I mean, is there anything else we have to talk about before like coming to the last
We're
segments of the
gonna.
podcast?
Nope, I think that's it, and we're gonna move on to the question
Actually,
of the day.
there's one thing. Can I just
Oh,
quickly say?
okay, yeah.
I hope Spring concert won't happen, but I hope next year we have Christmas concert.
Another no Christmas concerts are the best, honestly. Because we talked about
Concert,
this last episode, but concerts are so much fun.
yeah, they
Anyway,
are. But
moving on to the question of the day. This question is asked by Seb. What got you into being a geek specifically? How
uh,
did you get into all this
if
stuff?
I can start with this, the first episode is sort of based around this question, but if you want to hear what we said in that episode, go ahead and watch the first episode. But I guess there's a lot we can talk about a lot more now, I suppose, because it's
Yeah,
been a few months since then
yeah.
as well. Do you want to start?
I
Or
can
should
answer. I mean,
I start?
I
I mean,
started when I first saw Star Wars: The Force Awakens, and then I sort of like got into everything Star Wars, but not just watching all the movies. I mean, watching all the movies was a relatively easy task, but actually, well, after watching all the movies, I got into a Discord roleplay, um, which I talked about in another episode, and basically that involved me doing a lot of reading, extra reading online, looking at like Wikipedia articles, like the fandom wiki, for Star Wars, and just learning a lot about the universe and the world building and all that. And then relatively recently, like earlier this year, I started watching all the
summer.
shows, like
Yeah,
Clone Wars and Rebels, and and
that was
then
spring.
yeah, that was that. I mean, but then my geekiness was limited to Star Wars, because I wasn't really into anything else. But then, yeah, I started watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, and then that got me down into watching a whole bunch of other cartoons and getting into fandoms and all that. But also before then, I was also into Harry Potter. Um,
Yeah,
but I was into so I watched all the movies and I was actually quite into Harry Potter. But
mm,
and I watched a lot of Harry Potter videos and stuff, but I had never read the books until now, where I'm reading the books right now. But yeah, that basically sums up how I got into fandoms and stuff.
I I feel like I'm just gonna repeat what I've said in the past of this podcast series where even when I was a child I would watch I like in terms of cartoons before even anime or films, like when I found a series, I would want to get into that series and watch all the episodes of it. Like
Mm, yeah,
something like Rupert the Bear, the most childish cartoon I could probably name. I've seen multiple times, at least many of the episodes, because I really enjoyed that. But then I found stuff like I guess Pokemon and then Beyblade, where I watched the whole series and stuff. And it's sort of like I've just always been a watcher of things. So like I've always been into fiction and stuff.
yeah,
Even if my interest wasn't too into it, but then I guess around like I found more people to talk about the stuff with in like secondary school, and like I found the YouTube videos like Super Carlin Brothers. I don't watch much of their videos now, but it was really cool to like see their videos about Marvel, Star Wars, Harry Potter, and it's sort of like with anime, of course, it definitely upped my geekiness per se because I found a lot more new stuff to watch. And then I got super into Marvel, then I got super into Star Wars because I watched all this
but
stuff.
also
Basically,
yeah.
I've always been somebody to enjoy fiction, whether it be I don't read as much, but like I've definitely read quite a few books relatively.
I mean,
and I
I'd
watch
say
those.
surrounding myself in some of the people, like I know there are people at school who like to analyze things a lot,
Oh
and
yeah, no, I'm not one of those people.
and then there's all
Sure.
the YouTubers that analyze things. I don't
Mm.
think I would have become a good analyzer at things and like become who I am now doing podcasts and pop culture. I don't think I'd have become that sort of person. I would have been like you, just enjoying and watching.
Yeah,
Um,
I guess this kind of relates to my whole just living, right? I just
but
kind of
yeah,
enjoy things and I
but
watch them, and
then
I
because
don't
of
even
the
have.
people I'm
Yeah,
surrounded by, I've sort of quite enjoyed like nitpicking, or not necessarily nitpicking, but like looking deeper into the meaning of things and like the hidden secrets of what
yeah.
happened,
I mean,
all
I
that sort
feel
of
like,
stuff.
at least for cartoons and stuff, nowadays, especially like in the recent years, right? Netflix has had some amazing cartoons on it as well.
Yeah,
Like, for example, The Dragon Prince is an
that's a
original cartoon.
great show.
Yeah, so like, I've just found a lot more things, and I suppose I've I don't even know if I'd call myself a geek, right? Because I don't feel like I should call myself a geek because I'm not like
But you
I am.
enjoy
I
you
definitely
enjoy
enjoy
the
a lot of things.
fandoms, so
Yeah, I'm not even like that into fandoms because I never really talk to people about stuff because I never really
I
get the
mean,
chance.
like,
When I do talk to people about that stuff, I feel bad because I'm not thinking about the stuff enough.
I mean, if you go to a stereotypical American high school, you've got these very stereotypical groups of people, right? You've got like the sporty, the
Like the
jocks.
jocks
Then
and the
you've got
nerd.
like the nerds, right? Who are smart, and then you got like the band or the singers, and then you've got like the geeks, right? Who watch anime and movies and stuff,
But
right?
then that's just our whole school,
And
half our school.
basically,
Half our school is like that. But yeah, to answer the question of what got me into being a geek, I guess I've always just been one in some fashion, even when I
yeah,
was a child.
yeah. I mean, when I was a child, I don't think I watched stuff, but then I didn't watch stuff. Like I
You
watched
didn't watch that whole
episodes,
series.
but I never
Yeah,
watched the
you
whole
didn't watch
series. Yeah.
that series. Yeah, I
Like I watched
mean,
a lot of
I
Adventure Time, but I
about
never
this.
watched the whole thing.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I can even get into Adventure Time considering it's over, but it seems like a good show.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for the question, Seb. I think asked that.
And that pretty much is the that sums up the whole episode.
And it
My
sums up
question
the
for you
year.
sums up the year, and my question for you is, what are your goals for 2021? If you want to let me know. Oh, I'm forgetting something.
Do you wanna do that part? I
Uh,
thought we'd skip.
nah, no. So basically over Christmas, I had this Advent quiz.
Oh,
On
oh,
my
oh yeah.
on the
Yeah.
Sugey YouTube, Instagram, um,
Mm,
Instagram account, and I had this quiz all about ourselves, sponsored by this podcast, of course. And some of the questions were like podcast related, so you had to watch the episode to know the answer. But the majority of it was basically guessing what we like, and
mhm.
my expectations were the winner can, if they get at least 50%, they win. No one got that. I think I made the quiz too hard because no one
No,
got
no,
over
our
50%.
friends just don't know us enough. Like, if you really know me, you would have known. I guess it was kind of hard for me because I didn't really have proper favorites, do I? But I can definitely I chose what I probably most enjoy.
I
But
know a
now
surprise question that everyone got wrong was, what was your favorite cartoon? And
mine.
yeah, and your
What was
favorite,
what was
you put
the?
Spider-Man down as the answer, right?
I put Ultimate Spider-Man
Yeah.
specifically.
But because you talk about Gravity Falls at school, everyone put Gravity Falls.
Did they add-
Yeah.
Look. Can I just say to everybody, if you're watching this and you chose Gravity Falls for me, you have to understand. I only watched Gravity Falls this year, and I was in the moment. But you can't beat something back from my childhood. Like, see, for me, nostalgia is always a big factor. Like, if you ask me what my favorite anime is, I'm probably gonna say Pokemon because do you know how much of my life has gone to that show? But yeah, like
Yeah.
I have a lot of nostalgia, even though I'm only 16, I still can have nostalgia for shows, okay?
No, no,
Because
I have nostalgia. I mentioned something, can't remember. What was it? Trying to
I don't
remember. I
know.
found something nostalgic, even though it was like 3 years old.
Oh,
Anyway,
I don't.
something that was super recent. I for some reason found it
Oh,
very
yeah.
nostalgic.
It's always like
Anyway,
it always makes you think like we sometimes I think I'm a bit older than I am, but then I realize, hang on, I don't want to be, but also I'm also actually quite young. We're only 16 years old.
and I also just want to mention another question on the quiz. It was what was my favorite movie, animated movie?
Oh, what did you put?
The answer is Wreck-It Ralph because
Actually, I wouldn't have guessed that, to be
you put
honest.
Frozen 2, I think, but so
Did
many
I?
people put Shrek.
They probably did it for the meme, to be
I
honest.
put the answer there for the memes, but so many people put Shrek, and I absolutely hate Shrek. A
What did you put for
controversial
your?
opinion,
Yeah,
but I
I
don't like
mean, like,
Shrek.
yeah, no, I mean, like the first two films are good, but then I feel like afterwards they just started milking it a bit much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you know my answer for favorite cartoon being Spider-Man? I honestly, it can be volatile, especially after yesterday. After I made the list, right, I realized how much I've actually seen in
Mm,
terms of just cartoon Western shows, and I like,
yeah.
also some of them I remembered from my childhood, like Crypto the Superdog. I don't know what else, Max Steel. It's sort of like I've seen a lot, and I could never choose because I
Yeah.
enjoy things.
So guys, I'm just gonna quickly make a quick announcement right here. I am doing the editing right now, and I completely forgot to announce the winner as we recorded. So I guess I'll have to like put this clip inside the podcast anyway. The winner of the Advent quiz was Harry. Congratulations to you. You win a shout out. So if you're listening, go check out Harry's his YouTube channel. Links in the description. And yeah, congratulations to Harry, and also GG to everyone else who competed in the Advent quiz. Anyway, before I had this
That's it.
realization of forgetting
Oh yeah.
something, I was actually ending the episode, which we'll do again.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot
Yeah.
for listening. My question for you is, what are your goals for 2021? And if you are on YouTube, you can let me know, or on Discord or Instagram,
Or
you
maybe
can DM me.
also another
You
thing,
know,
I suppose, you also maybe answer the question if you feel comfortable of like how did you start being a geek in the
Yeah.
comments if you want.
yeah, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot for listening. Don't forget to share and subscribe and follow and all that stuff. And we'll see
Come
you.
back in 2 weeks for the next
And,
episode.
yeah, and yes, okay.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye.